Hello everyone! What is SAP Joule Studio? The new Joule Studio is SAP's AI coding tool, the foundation for development in the new SAP Business AI Platform. It lets you create and run AI agents, apps, and workflows with the governance and business understanding required to deliver production-ready agentic solutions. There are three big takeaways. The first is that it's designed around intent-based development. So that's a little bit like vibe coding, but for the enterprise, meaning all of the enterprise standards of workflow, security, and governance. Second is business context, because agents only perform reliably when they're grounded in how your business runs. Joule Studio anchors agents in SAP's context, the SAP knowledge graph, and the underlying SAP data, processes, and applications the agents need to reason over and act on correctly. Third is trusted governance. This is how you scale with confidence, with an agent hub to manage what's deployed, process insights to understand behavior and impact, and a managed runtime. So operations, controls, and oversight are built in, not bolted on later. Let's go into each of these in a little more detail. First, intent-based development starts with a developer or business analyst describing the problem in plain language. Joule Studio then generates a product requirement document, structured, SAP context-aware, and aligned to clean core principles. That PRD becomes the team's shared source of truth. Everyone, including business stakeholders and developers and architects, is aligned from the very first output. From the PRD, Joule generates a technical specification based on your systems, translating the business requirements into an implementation blueprint that can be checked and agreed upon before a developer writes a single line of code. And the PRD is then used to help generate the actual code and deploy that solution to a managed runtime. And crucially, as the technology evolves, which is currently doing at a crazy pace, the code can be regenerated based on the same captured understanding of the business problem grounded in your real processes and landscape. And with Joule Studio, you don't have to replace your existing tools and ways of working. It works with what you have and adds the SAP native context layer that makes your AI output production fit. So teams can work with it at all skill levels. Business analysts can create using natural language, working together with senior developers using Python, for example. And developers don't have to change to a new IDE or replace their existing workflows. SAP's business context, the knowledge graph, Signavio, LeanIX, flows into the AI-generated output wherever they're working. So the tool chain stays familiar, the output just gets smarter. And the agents aren't isolated. They can be coordinated across complex, multi-step workflows that span SAP and non-SAP systems, taking AI from single-task assistant to real end-to-end automation and autonomy across a business process. Second, Joule Studio brings the essential context of your business. Before an agent ever writes codes or decides anything, it understands your landscape. Using LeanIX, Joule Studio grounds agents in your actual enterprise architecture, applications, dependencies, ownership, and policies. So the agents know which systems are authoritative, which integrations are allowed, and how changes impact the broader environment. This is how you can enforce governance and lifecycle control from creation through retirement, not just as an afterthought. Next is application context. Agents are anchored in SAP semantics through the SAP knowledge graph and SAP trained models. Instead of guessing, they understand object relationships, data models, and application behavior. Business intent is translated into SAP-compliant artifacts because the models themselves are trained on SAP's internal code and patterns. The result is AI that speaks the language of your business applications, not just generic natural language. Then, process insight. With Signavio, agents are grounded in how work actually flows, where bottlenecks occur, where KPIs are missed, and where automation will create impact. This prevents clever agents from optimizing the wrong thing. Agents are designed around real process performance and continuously measured against outcomes, not just task completion. Finally, best practices. Joule Studio embeds SAP best practices directly into agent design, from architectural guardrails to security, identity, and compliance standards. Combined with built-in observability, teams can monitor behavior, track value, and continuously improve performance and cost. The key takeaway is intent-based approaches are great, but they're not enough. Joule Studio powers intent with landscape, application, process, and best practice intelligence, so agents are not only fast to build, but also accurate, governed, and trusted at enterprise scale. Third, you can scale your agents into production. Joule Studio runs agents on a fully managed SAP runtime with native connectivity to your SAP landscape. Zero infrastructure management for you, no provisioning, no patching, no DevOps overhead. You build the agent, we operate it. That removes one of the most common reasons that AI projects stall after the proof of concept, that no one wants to actually own the operational burden of running the AI agents at enterprise scale on top of everything else their team is already managing. Governance. Agents in Joule Studio are governed centrally with inherited security, identity, and lifecycle controls. Every agent inherits the organization's access policies and compliance controls automatically. So you're not standing up a separate governance layer for AI, you're extending the one that you already have. Auditing. Joule Studio includes an integrated testing experience that generates and runs test cases against agents before they reach production. And once deployed, every agent decision is traceable. Decisions, tool calls, token usage, it's all logged. That audit capability is what cuts debugging time and gives compliance teams the visibility they need. You can actually see what your agents are deciding and why. The takeaway: Joule Studio is not just a place to build agents, but a complete environment to run and evolve them. To find out more about the new SAP Joule Studio, see demonstrations of it in action, and understand how it differs from previous approaches like SAP Build, go to sap.com/Joule Studio, and good luck with your first agentic AI projects.